Hello.
Hey,
Hey man, how you doing?
I'm all right. I'm better.
All right. Seems like league is going all right as well.
Yeah.
That's great. You still sticking with Maokai Center?
Uh, yeah, Mouse and I've been playing some Pike when this opens, but not like
Okay.
that much.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
All right. All good. All good. So yeah, what do you feel like is your biggest issues now?
Um, I mean, like this game, for example, I feel like we lost. Uh, Even though I'm pretty sure we should have won. So I think it's probably like maybe I'm not team fighting properly, and then also I think sometimes like against people with things like bot lanes like Ezreal Yumi, I struggle when they have like a lot of range and a lot of poke.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I don't. There's questions like, okay, should I just flash 10 gauge for sure, or should I just kind of sit back and poke? Like I think those are like the two things. One is like I struggle with poke heavy bot lanes, and then the other I think maybe I'm not team fighting properly.
All right. All right. Let's look. Let's look. So yeah, in this lane, what is your thought process? What do you want to do this game when you watch the champions?
All right. I really want to get my Samira fed. Like I think she's the only real. I mean, Riven definitely can carry as well. It's like in pain. But I think with Mal, Samira, like we can definitely like get Samira like super far ahead.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm looking to. I really want Prio so I can like flash W, and then get a kill. Because like even if they have flash up, we can probably still kill. That's what I really want to do early, and then I took the domination secondary, so I want to roam top after to get Ribbon ahead as well.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right. Let's see. So yeah, yeah, this bot lane is definitely they are both late game champions, so you guys should definitely play aggressively. Okay, and we already got a okay, great, right. So you got a flash on Sona. Now the game plan is pretty easy, right? You flash on Sona and you guys kill her.
I think we do. But,
Oh, I just noticed something. You should definitely go into your settings and turn on timestamps because you ping her flash, but if you ping her flash and you don't have timestamps, it doesn't mean anything because then we can't see when it was.
okay.
And then also, now that you're getting a bit higher, I would recommend that we start timing flashes. So, whenever you see someone flash, you ping it,
Mhm.
or you just type, like a comma in chat, and then you know that that's the flash. So whenever you have time, right, whenever you're like basing, or right now you have time because you're not doing anything, then you just type in chat, Sona flash 6:05,
Okay.
and
Why? It's 6:05 because it's a 5 minute cooldown.
yeah, flash is always 5 minute cooldown unless they have
Inspiration.
inspiration where they,
Yeah.
yeah, but usually I mean it depends on like what they have in inspiration, so it depends, but yeah, usually 5 minutes unless they have that, or boots, the cooldown boots also reduces. So and it might seem like a small thing, but honestly it's such a huge thing because when you know exactly when people are flash, you don't have to wonder, you can just go make the play, like go make the aggressive plays.
Okay.
And she falls for it, amazing. Great. Okay, I mean that's a kill right here if you just flash.
So okay. Okay.
Like right here, right? If you flash W her, you're gonna Q her into Samira, and you gotta keep in mind she doesn't have flash, so she can't do anything about this. And if you push into Samira, I don't know, do you know how Samira works?
Mhm.
She then gets her passive that makes her like a dash to her.
Yeah.
So I mean she's dead 10 out of 10 times right here. She's dead.
Okay.
And that's why we gotta keep in mind, no flash, it's such an important thing. Yeah, right here as well, right? You have some chances right here. But she's
Yeah.
overextending. What she's doing the mistake that I would say most people do, is she's playing against your range, but not your flash range, right? She knows that when she's standing here, she's safe from your W, but she's not safe from W flash. And people don't really think about that. So
Mhm.
we just want to abuse that.
Yeah. I didn't think about that.
Oh, okay.
It's too late now, though. Good.
Yeah, jungle comes. Yeah.
Uh, yeah.
Unfortunate. And I mean, you should expect junglers to be here because you see Kane in his top side, right? So you know he's not top side.
Yeah.
And if he's not top side, then we're AC. He's bot side. So
Yeah.
we should expect it. That's also why it's so important that you go the first chance you get, right? Because you go right now,
Yeah.
then no one expects it. You get a clean kill, and everything's good. But
Okay.
when we stall it, everyone gets a chance to like catch up in brain lengths. And also when you go here, this is kind of bad because if you look at Samira, she's clicking right here right now, right? The way um the way Samira is
Mm,
facing is where they're clicking. So if she's clicking right here, and then you click in here, then you guys are clicking opposite ways, and then she's gonna be further away from the play, making it not as
okay.
good.
Yeah.
So a way you can avoid that is definitely just number one, pay attention to Samira, and number two, ping it, right? I think I told you last time as well, we want to ping a
Yeah.
lot more.
Ping it hard.
Yeah, it's a hard habit to get used to, I know. But yeah, you want to ping everything. Okay. So we can take this as an example, right? Because
Mhm.
you're gonna have this example in many, many games. So we're not
Mhm.
just speaking about this game, because this game is already over, right? But we're speaking for all
Yeah.
the future games. So we have a scenario like
Uh-huh.
this. Now, what do we do in this scenario?
Well, when I was looking at the minimap, Riffin's wave was pushing into Gragas. J4 had already gained to mid, so I didn't see a point of going anywhere else except straight back to bot. Then maybe sending up some wards at his red side if I can, or
Mm-hmm.
saplings.
Okay. So what I would like you to do here ideally is just go through mid lane and just hover here, right? So
Okay.
if something happens, you are here. Like if someone's ganking or maybe Kane decides he wants to tower dive, right? Then you are here.
Yeah.
Or maybe Talon goes for solo kill, then you're here. And
Mhm.
going from mid to bot is basically the same timing as just going straight bot. Maybe you lose like 5 seconds of time, right? You don't lose a lot. And the reason for this is because this
Mhm.
wave is going into Samira, so she doesn't need your help for like the next, let's say 45 seconds. She doesn't need your help, so you have a timer. Okay. I mean, yeah, we can see this example, right? You could be here right now.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. Probably, yeah, I would have been there by then.
Yeah. I love when I explain something and then the perfect example comes right after.
Yeah.
All right. So this is a good example. Oh, yeah. Yes. I was just about to say this is a good time to ping your jungler. If you do you have chat enabled?
I just turn it off because I don't know. I think you mentioned like there's no point.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, having
I
chat
don't know.
off is completely fine. So what you want to do here is if you don't have chat on, just ping Sona, ping her flash, and then ping gank so he knows that she doesn't have flash. If you have chat enabled, then you type Sona no flash, come down. But yeah, if you
Yeah,
get it,
actually, now that I think about it, I didn't even know that she still didn't have flash.
yeah,
I
exactly.
know it's
That's
5 minutes, but I like kind of just forgot. So
yeah,
yeah, that makes sense.
yeah, exactly. And that is what happens when we don't time it. So yeah, I might have recommended you to turn off chat before. Now I'm gonna recommend you to turn on um just the team chat and then use it to time someone else.
Is there any point in like timing stuff besides splash or
Yes, but it's hard to do so. Um, yeah, there's definitely a point to timing other things that Flash, but it's hard. So I would recommend we start with Flash, and once you feel very
okay?
confident in doing that, then you can start timing other things. Especially
Okay.
because you ideally want to not only time your lane's Flash, but like every Flash that you see on the map, you want to time it. And the easiest way you can do this is simply you press Enter, and then you type Sona 605. Or you can, if you want to make it even more clear, you can type Sona F 605. That's up to you. I like to just say Sona 605. People know what that means. And then you press Control C, so you copy it, and then you paste it a couple times in chat, right? So you say Sona 605, paste it, paste it, paste it. So you have like 3 times in chat. Then you see Smolder Flash, right? So then you copy Sona 605, and then you add Smolder 807, and then you paste it a couple times. So that way you have everyone's flash included in your message.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, because you definitely want to be. I mean, of course, in the game you forgot about the flash,
Yeah,
but yeah, you definitely want to be a bit more aggressive with the come gank this. It's free. It's free. Come.
yeah, he's past top, so I just gonna back off. Then here, Jarvan's also going for a lane game, so I'm like, okay, just go up a little bit.
Yeah, you have a sapling, so that's good. So we're gonna know if they're lane ganking. Oh, sapling just went out, but you saw him, so. Okay. So I mean, you saw Jarvan running topside, so I would look for an angle right here, right now, because he's being very aggressive for like no reason. I think you can just walk out the bush and you probably can reach him. And you gotta keep in mind these two, even though you guys died, these two, they're still very very weak early game, right? I don't know how much you know about these champions, but
So,
Sona,
so no, I don't know that much.
sorry,
Smolder I know is like crazy in that game.
yeah, both of them are like very very heavily late game champions. So we want to abuse them as much as we can right now. And the great thing about being in bushes, you can test this in practice tool, and I would recommend you test this in practice tool, is test how far out you can go on the bush without revealing yourself. Because the way bushes work is the bushes, it looks like you can only go to like, here without getting
Yeah, you
revealed,
can go.
but you can go like here without being revealed, like at the very, very edge. So know the limit of that. Really, really push the limit as far as you can. Because then you have more reach, right? If you're standing all the way out here, then you have more reach to easily catch him, and he's expecting you to like stand, here.
Okay.
Perfect. Okay, so you guys got the dragon. That's
Yeah,
great. You pushed out this wave. Now you actually have a timer. So right now the wave is pushed in, which means that if you leave right now, Samira is still gonna be safe because the wave will bounce back, right? You understand why the wave is bounce backing?
because it's gonna reset after drag, right? I mean, sorry, after once it crashes, it'll reset and push back towards
Yeah,
the
if you
other side.
crash a wave where the opponent reinforcement minions is gonna crash on your wave, right? It's gonna stagnate here for a while. It will always bounce back because then the next reinforcement wave is gonna be closer proximity than your reinforcement wave. So it's always gonna crash, which now gives you a timer. You can recall, and you can go top, you can go mid lane. Either way is fine.
Okay.
You're gonna sit on items. You can run straight mid lane, right? And Samira doesn't need you right now. She can go back and she will be safe. They cannot dive her. She can even recall as well. But right now, right, we're not gonna get anything done here.
Okay. Yeah, so I guess pushing this one is a little bit greedy.
Yeah, pushing this one is definitely bad. I mean, you have right now. You guys have two choices. Number one, if you recalled on the prior wave, then you can go mid lane. That's choice number one, right? Or choice number two, then you guys need to let this bounce, and then you want to hold it because Smolder can't walk up and last hit when you guys are, he's you have flash, ignite, right? So if you guys can manage to hold the wave here, then he can't play and he needs to recall. Um, but that's more up to Samira to do that, right? Because she's the one controlling the waves, not you.
Mhm.
So you can't really choose that. But if you want to try to go for number two, I would ping Samira back. Do the yellow ping, the one that tells them to back off. Um, and then hope that she understands what you guys want to do. Because ideally, right now, Smolder should be fucked. If you look at this
Okay.
situation, Smolder should be fucked because it is gonna push back to us, and he has no mana, and you have flash. So we should be in such a good situation where we just freeze up here, and if Smolder ever walks up, we W him, he has to flash, and yeah, you guys good. So also pushing
Yeah.
here is actually it's so bad. Also pushing here, and yeah, it's obviously because Samira doesn't know any better, right?
So yeah, for me, like it just makes more sense to back off if I see her doing that versus like trying to tell her how to.
Yeah, you
I feel
can.
people would just get tilted if you try to tell them how to manage their wave. I feel like.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah, that's completely up to you if you want to do number one or number two. Number one is gonna be easier, right? Because then you don't rely on her. And number two, then you can try and ping her, and if she doesn't listen, well, then it really sucks.
Yeah. Okay. I definitely see the situation though where I feel like I get baited into staying because of my AC.
Yeah, and the thing is, you can't even like here you can't flash engage because she's just gonna flash as well, so we can't do that. So yeah, just to like take an example, right? If we just backed, we could probably be on this play right now mid lane, diving mid lane.
Plus my top. The way
Yeah,
it was pushing into Riven. So.
yeah, definitely. It's good that you're seeing the opportunities.
Yeah, it's still hard to try not to go autopilot. I think
Hmm.
it's still definitely go autopilot sometimes. Just my autopilot got better than before.
Yeah, pinging a lot does help avoiding autopilot as well. Because if you're pinging a lot, then you're keeping yourself engaged in the game.
I have like a more random question, I guess, not related to this game. But how do people like, for example, like those people who get to like 2K LP Challenger, like, is it just that like most people in solo queue are just like making that many mistakes, or
Sorry, ask it again.
I just like I had um like those people who get to like 2K LP Challenger or at like 70% grades or whatever, like how do they? Is it just that people keep making these little mistakes even up to the highest ELO? It's just that it's less, or I don't know what are they doing to defend that they get to that level.
Yeah, I mean, there's a couple of things. So I mean, number one, of course, luck is luck is always gonna be a slight factor because it is a team game. So you do have four teammates, and you can be really unlucky. You can be really lucky with them. So luck is always gonna be a factor. And then number two, when we get into higher elos, what we look at is all the small mistakes, right? Something like you positioning here in a bush instead of positioning here. That's something that's really, really impactful in higher elo because they
Mm-hmm.
already have all these fundamentals in place, so they just need to like maximize everything we can maximize. Like, how are you using your saplings? Are you using them correctly? Are you queuing in the right direction? Stuff like that. And then yeah, like you mentioned, those that reach like really really high, like 1500 2K LP. Some of them just they they are more into the routine of solo queue than everyone else, right? They it's almost a mind game, right? You know what people are gonna do, and you try to play off of that. So they are really, really
Mm-hmm.
good at doing that. Someone like Tarzan, I think he was like high LP many, many seasons in a row. Why? Because he knew exactly what they were gonna do. He's just mind gaming them, right? He knows, all right, this is his play. He's most likely gonna do this. He's most likely gonna take my raptors, so I'm gonna go there and I'm gonna kill him on my raptors. And then it actually shows that they actually did that, and he's just insane at mind reading. Right, great. I will watch that again. What happened here? We come straight back. Okay, great. That's a weird smaller E as well. What the fuck? It's like going around you.
I think like Nine killed him.
Yeah,
But she didn't get the shit done. Yeah, I think she should have just autoed him.
yeah. I think this was good. I don't think you can play it differently. It's great.
Oh yeah, their talent ended up being like 15-0 and 7 this game.
Yeah, I feel like every talent nowadays they get shit ton of kills.
Yeah, I don't know why she doesn't just recall.
It happens. Did you get stopped or did you stop it
Yeah,
yourself?
I got stopped.
Ah, okay.
As my phone's being lazy, I should just recalled to way further back. I also didn't think the smolder thing was. I
Yeah,
know it's like long. It's just that lingering hitbox at the end confused me.
yeah. Because you just go recall here, or go recall here, something, and then you can instantly go for the grubs, right? Because it doesn't really matter
Yeah.
that you're catching this experience. Right. Because yeah, it might seem like a small thing, but now when we recall this late, your tempo is really fucked, right? Because you're not on drops, and now you're not able to help Samira either. You're like coming from
Yeah.
base. So right now, what's going on is you are praying to God. You are hoping that in the next 30 to 45 seconds, everything goes right because you fucked up. That's basically what's
Okay.
going on, right? You fucked up, so you're just praying right now that the next 30 to 45 seconds, Kane doesn't need you, and Samira doesn't need you, and Morgana doesn't need you, because you can't be in any other place, because we fucked up. Okay, huge. I would go for Smolder here if I were you, because
Alright.
you just saw him use his E. That's his only escape tool, right? So
Yep. That was yeah, bad decision by me.
yeah, the only time I would go for Sona here is if you know she doesn't have flash, then it makes sense. Otherwise, if you're in a situation like this, you can choose. You have you have any choice you want to make, right? You make the decision here. Then you always want to do Smolder, because if he
Okay.
dies, is way more impactful than Sona dies, right? If he dies, he's gonna lose 2 waves of golden experience, which matters a lot on Smolder. If Sona misses 2 waves of golden experience,
Doesn't matter.
yeah, who cares? I would also, when you walk up and do this, I would hold my W. Instead Wing, I would just walk behind her and Q, and then just hold your W in case she flashes.
Okay.
Okay, that's a weird ult. Yeah, I was about to say you guys want to back off, but then again, you can't control what Samira does, but
Yeah.
you can ping, and if you don't ping, I am gonna count it as your mistake, because that's what I say is if you don't ping, the blood is on your hands. So she might listen, she might not listen, but at least try to ping it, because right
Okay.
here, you know that Jarvan is bot side, you
There.
know Talon is bot side, and most importantly, you know Kane is top side. So that means we are weak side by a fucking mile, right? So we need to back off.
That should have just left. Okay.
Okay, I think there's actually potential for Samira to kill everyone here if she know how to combo. She doesn't. Right, not too bad. Not too bad. She could definitely kill all three if she knows how to combo. If she watched my TikTok, she would have killed everyone here.
Remember?
It happens. Now, before you make this gank, I would say just by looking at it, it seems unlikely. Um, so before you make this gank, press tab and see what is going on, because I have a feeling that Gragas is slightly fed. At least he's a level above Riven, so something happened, right? And if he's slightly fed, then don't go for this, because he can potentially 1v2 you. And if there's a jungler, you know, they definitely win. So if you want to do something like this early on when no one is fit, then it's very impactful. But when you do it now, and if Gragas is fit and Riven is sitting on like half an item,
Like the same thing with the Lowy. Like if she's like 3-0, should just like leave her alone, or
if you have an ally or if enemy has an ally.
if the enemy has an Lowy who like kind of shits on your top laner, like how do you deal with it?
Yeah, that one can be rough. Depends on the situation, right? If you have champions that can deal with her, champions with a lot of CC, then you can potentially crash on her. But then you should crash on her as probably like 3 people at minimum, right? Don't want to do it just 2 people. She's gonna shit on you. So let's say you have something like a Meltaha or you have like a Syndra, something with a CC, then you can crash on her with 3 people. Make sure to ignite her so she doesn't heal and get the shot down.
Yeah, it was awful. Okay.
There's also one more thing you can pay attention to here that besides I already think this one is not that great of idea, right? But one thing you can pay attention to as well is your jungler and everyone else, they are bot side. So if you're making a play here, you know you're gonna be alone with Riven. 100% you're gonna be alone. So I would much rather you make a play with your jungler or the side that your jungler is on. So that way you're not completely alone. Oh no. Oh no. I mean he dies to Kayn. Yeah, alright. Let's look at it. Let's look at it. So I wouldn't W right away because you guys are collapsing on him, and you can just Q right here. You don't have to W.
Yeah.
Right here, I would just Q him, and then after you Q him, you W him so he stands still, and then Kayn can land his combo.
Okay.
Makes it easier, right? Because here you almost push him out of it.
Yeah.
Right? Great. In an instance like this, again, you can be aggressive with the pings. Tell Riven that she needs to come help you guys, because this is definitely free. And if she doesn't listen, well, it is what it is. And if she does listen, then you're happy. And at this point on, you should just look for a pack. Because now you are not playing for Herald anymore. Kayn is bot, Riven is recalling, Morgana has no ult. So you guys are not playing for Herald right now. So you just need to look for a recall so you can restock on your wards. Like even if you have 0 gold right now, I'd want you to recall just to restock wards.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So I don't think I mentioned this before, and it's not something that you should make your main priority, but I'm just gonna mention it so you know about it. And that is your camera control, because it's very, very bad here. When you're about to ult, you want to pan your camera so you can actually see what you're ulting, right? Because all of this space on your screen is wasted camera space. And if you take all this and shuffle it up here, so you can actually see what's going on, then you're gonna be able to get a much better ultimate and like know what's going on. Right? That's good. That is good. Although I would not W him here, I would just Q again, but yeah, either way is fine.
Okay.
Okay, so after you get a pick like this, I would instantly start spam pinging Baron for you guys to go
Okay.
take it. And you need to do it instantly, because if you don't do it right, watch what happens. Morgana goes bot lane, and now it's too late to ping it. So we need that instant trigger finger. And you can make that a general assumption when it's 20 minutes or past 20 minutes. Whenever you get a pick and you're in the proximity of Baron, I would spam ping it to make that a habit.
Okay.
And you guys might be able to finish Baron, probably not. The main reason we want to go Baron here is to try and bait the opponent team to come and fight us. That's the main reason. So we're not actually trying to finish it. We're just trying to set up mission around it and then start it to bait them in.
Okay.
That's the general way you can look at objectives as well. That's the same thing. Is an objective is merely a way to force a fight on your terms. So if they let you get the objectives, that's a win for you. And if they decide to fight on your terms, that's what you want.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, 'cause we could have done better, and now they get to do it.
Yeah, yeah. It's a lack of shot calling. So pinging is a great way to practice your shot calling as well. All right. So I like this. You guys running bot lane, catching this guy. But now that we already caught him, now we gotta decide what are we gonna do, right? So you need to make a plan now, and then um, take the shot calling role. Don't be afraid of taking the shot calling role and pinging people where to go. So right now you guys killed him. What do you want to do?
Honestly, probably just reset. I mean, like, there's no wave anywhere close to bot. Talon is pushing top. We have a wave pushing in turn mid. Like, me and Kane can maybe take his right side jungle, but then we're going to just reset, I think, honestly.
Okay, so we don't want to reset yet, and the reason being is you have a 50-second death time on this guy. We want to use that for something, right? So you can make it a couple different plays here. It's really up to you. I'm fine with either one you want to make. One play
Okay.
is going mid and then clearing out that wave, and then you can push mid, and hopefully someone stays bot, so you can push mid and bot at the same time. That could be one play. Another play you can do is you all just stay bot lane. You just ping, right? Wait here for the minions. The minions will come eventually. It's not going to take 50 seconds for them to come. And then you push as 5 bot lane, because Talon pushing alone versus 5 pushing together a bot, you guys are going to get more than Talon. Talon needs to recall for that. And if he keeps pushing, you can ping someone go defense. That's fine. So
Okay.
I would do one of those two plays. Definitely not recall, because you want to use the death timer. Every time you get a death time on people, you want to find the way you can get the most from that death timer, right? That's every single time you kill someone. How do I get the most from the death timer?
Okay.
When this happens, however, I would just instant ult. Like if you're fast on the trigger finger, I would just instant ult here. Because
Okay.
again, that's another way to get something from your death timer. You gotta keep in mind, this guy has a death timer. If they make just a slight mistake, you want to capitalize on it instantly. Yeah, what ends up happening, right? Some people go up, some people go down, some people fight in the turret, one TPs, right? So everyone is a bit clueless, and it ends up working out slightly, but we can definitely get more than this.
Oh, yeah. Could have gotten the tier 2 for sure.
Yeah.
Kane ended up power down. So,
Right? Yeah, another instance where I would just recall here, so you can get your wards,
okay.
just to restock on the wards. Because nothing's gonna happen, right? If you recall here, no play is about to happen. Riven is recalling Israel. We're not pushing any lanes, so she's not recalling. Samira is recalling. So we should be safe that no one is gonna make any plays that we're missing out on. Okay. So yeah, I mean, this is a good example of what happens in so many games. There's so many games that ends up being lost because of this. Is we don't recall when we should have recalled, and then we recall later, which put us on bad tempo. So now your team, 2 people from your team, no, 3 people, sorry, 3 people on your team is on the map doing stuff, and then we have 2 people in base not doing anything. And then the 3 people gets caught, and then the 2 people get angry at the 3 people, and it's like, why did you guys fight? What are you doing? You're stupid. And then the 3 people is like, why are you in base? You're stupid. So this loses so many games. We need to be on
Yeah.
tempo.
I mean, I think that's pretty much just what happened.
Yeah, you lose the game
Like
after
30
this?
minutes. I don't think we lose after this, but then I think like, oh, what the hell did I should have?
Yeah.
Uh,
Stuff like this spirals out of control. So now this happens, then it's gonna happen again
yeah,
and
and
again.
then then she walks back up to and then I'm like, oh, what do I do? I guess I'm gonna die. I think the next play is where you lose, where I think she face checks Gragas again in a bush, and then he just killed her.
Yeah.
But I mean, I still see how this game could have been won just by like the smaller decisions.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
that's what I was wondering. Like, what am I doing wrong here? Pretty much.
And it is really just the smallest decisions ever, but they matter so much.
Yeah, I don't know why we fought this after he got away.
What happened with Riven? Or she just got ghosted.
She went in instead of like cutting back to us. I think she did that very quickly.
Okay. Yeah. So basically, the spiral continues. We make like one small mistake, and then everyone is just tilted after that and dies one after one after one after one.
Pretty much.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. All right. Cool. Do you have any questions?
No, I think that made a ton of sense. I see how it could have like impacted the game so much more in like the first 20 minutes. We don't even get to that position, so
Yeah.
makes sense.
Great. Then, yeah, if you get any questions at any point, feel free to DM me as always. Otherwise, have a nice day, man.
Yeah, thank you. Bye.
Bye bye.